Hello, I'm Danny Legowelt, and here's a tip for the Novation Peak synthesizer, and this one is called using the three oscillators to make more harmonic sounds. And this is a pretty obvious tip, especially if you know something about music and synthesizers. Music theory in general, you think like, oh, is that a tip? But if you're just starting with synthesizers, I know a lot of people don't know anything about music theory, and that's completely okay. I didn't know anything either when I started. And that's fun of the whole process to learn that. And but you know, you don't have to know what chords are called and stuff. That's the fun of using synthesizers. But a little bit of knowledge, like that you have octaves and what the notes are called, comes in handy. And especially with a synthesizer like the Peak, which has three oscillators in which you can detune each pitch of the oscillator into different notes. So you can basically play a chord like this. This is a C minor chord. You can play that on one key, and then you can do really interesting things. So I'm going to show you how to make this chord on one key using the three oscillators. First of all, we put them all on the mixer, all the oscillators, and we're gonna detune the pitch using the coarse function. And the first one we keep on 0. That's basically the C that we hear here. And then the second one, because I wanted to do this chord, which is then 1, 2, 3 notes up, so I just go +3 on the second oscillator, yeah. And third note is 7. We put that on +7, and then if everything goes accordingly to plan, if I hit this note, we hear a C minor chord. Yeah, so we have the chord on one key. And we can play the chord polyphonically, see, but sometimes it sounds kind of dissonant. But if you press the right keys, you can do very nice stuff, especially if we make the sound more interesting using the envelopes, open it up a little bit and use the filter. So you get a much more dreamy sound, very simple. And you don't even have to do much for some kind of like space jazz sounds. Put a little bit of a reverb over it, some delay. And I haven't even changed the waveforms. And of course the Peak has an amazing amount of waveforms, which are in the more section here. And then you can, all kinds of stuff. And then let's see, other kind of, you can get some really dreamy stuff, and of course you can modulate them, or the waveforms too, with LFO1 or any LFO in the mod matrix. Let's see. Now I'm gonna, and I will add a little bit of the LFO2 to the pitch for the vibrato effect, which is always nice to make the sound a little bit more character-full or something. And of course you can make any chord on this. You know, if I change the coarse here to 5, you get another chord. This is more happier, see? Not so sad. Or I can put it to, I don't know, +10. And then you get a completely other feeling or something in the music, or emotion, musical emotion. Yeah, and you can do this also more discreetly. going a little bit deeper in how to use these three oscillators to make interesting harmonic things. So we can use these harmonic tricks we can do with the three oscillators a little bit also to simulate acoustic instruments, almost like a piano. When you hit a key on the piano, it will the hammer will hit the string in the case, and the strings next to it will also give a little bit of sound because they also resonate with this. If we use the oscillators kind of discreetly, if we put them really soft and almost non-audible, but it will give a certain character to the sound. So let's see. Now we only hear oscillator 1.